와우! 여러분 안녕하세요. 테크스타 도라이브 모처럼 찾아왔습니다. 여기는 AI 서밋 서울 2023 행사장입니다. 또 요즘 글로벌하게 클라우드 업체 간 전쟁인데 AI 전쟁도 같이 하고 있죠. 이 인프라 싸움에서 다크호스로 떠오르고 있는 G-CORE 이 회사와 대표님을 만나러 왔습니다. 멀리 본사에서 오셨다고 합니다. 만나보실까요? 여러분 또 멋진 분을 모셔봤습니다. G-CORE의 CEO십니다. 안녕하세요.
Hello, my name is Andrew Reitenbach. I'm CEO of G-CORE and co-founder, and it's a great opportunity to be here. Thank you very much for having me here for the interview today. A company from Luxembourg with more than 500 people across the globe, with 12 offices across the globe, and nowadays also with an office in South Korea. I mean, we are already operating in South Korea since 2011, but with the team, we started to operate here since the last year.
글로벌 클라우드 업체들이 엄청 큰데 그 속에서 이런 특화된 작은 회사가 그들 엄청 큰 고래라고 해야 되나요? 이들의 싸움에서 어떻게 경쟁력을 가져가는 그 비결도 궁금합니다.
That's a really great question. Thank you for this question. And the point is, we don't compete against the giant CSPs. Our history is coming from gaming. We used to build low latency infrastructure for gaming because at that time, if you want to run a global MMO game or esports, there was not a single provider who can provide global coverage for cloud, for CDN, for low latency, for security across the globe, also in Korea. So this is our focus, because for gaming you need low latency. This is something big CSPs are not focused on, but we are.
네, 그러면 좀 더 구체적인 얘기는 자리를 이동해서 나눠보도록 하겠습니다. 그리고 깜짝 손님이 한 분 더 계십니다. 여러분 가보실까요? 고고! 와우! 여러분 멋진 장소로 옮겼습니다. 아까 말씀드렸죠? 깜짝 손님이 한 분 더 계시다고? 네, 새로운 분 소개 부탁드리겠습니다.
My name is Fabrice Moisin. I'm a Chief Revenue Officer at G-CORE, and I spent 4 years working for NVIDIA, launching the cloud project in Europe. Then I worked for a company named GraphCore, which was a competitor of NVIDIA, launching AI solutions that actually became very popular in Korea. And now the next step for me is the future of AI sits in the cloud, and that's why I joined the company, and I'm really happy to work with Andreas, the visionary CEO of G-CORE.
오늘 오후에 또 발표가 있다고 했는데 간략히 어떤 내용 발표하시는지 좀 말씀해 주시면 고맙겠습니다.
The presentation will be related to the future of AI that sits at the edge very close to the end users. You know what's going on today with the ChatGPT, right? Everybody is excited about this application. In fact, the background with ChatGPT is that it's a model. We call it a ML model developed by OpenAI, and the model is basically being fed by lots of information coming from different sources like Wikipedia, social networks. So the model has been trained to learn, to become strong, to become accurate. It's been transferred into an application which is very famous, ChatGPT. And ChatGPT requires more and more latency. If you want to use it perfectly, if you want it to be good, as a human, you don't want the response to be late. And to make it happen, you need ChatGPT to sit very close to the end user. And that's what we call inference, and that's what we call 엣지AI. And that's going to be the topic of my presentation today, is how the world is going to move from training those large models and then to have them become a real application sitting near the customer.
AI 붐인 건 다들 인정을 하는데 또 한간에는 그 인프라 비용이 너무 많이 든다. 도입하기까지 6개월에서 9개월 시간도 걸린다. 또 그걸 구현하는 엔지니어들 목값도 비싸다. 그 데이터 학습 비용도 비싸다. 이래가지고 모처럼 온 이 또 AI 붐이 꺼질지도 모른다는 약간 부정적 시각들 이런 게 있는데 서비스 제공하는 인프라를 제공하는 사업자 입장에서는 어떻게 생각하는지 궁금합니다.
Of course, AI is a booming market, and I believe from all technologies happening in the past, in booms, and we had crypto before, we had metaverse discussion, and now AI came into place. So me and we strongly believe that AI is by far the most breakthrough technology from now on and for the future. And it's not just a hype, it's something to stay. It will change the way how we use AI, but it will redefine everything. Everything will be AI driven. So it's really important that everyone adopts the technology. And yes, it's expensive. Yes, there's a limitation, but it will be removed. And I believe the capabilities will increase, and then the amount of produced equipment will increase. And then so ChatGPT is just one of the use cases. But in the future there will be way more use cases where AI will be used than any technology: healthcare, fintech, education, and gaming, and also metaverse. Metaverse for sure will come back AI driven. So we just don't even show everything. I believe way more will come. So we are just far behind of saturation of the market and the capabilities. I guess it will grow for the next couple of years. And not only on training of the models, LLM models, but also on the inference, because once the models are trained, then they will be executed at the edge, and then you need this capability also at the edge. And this race not even started yet. So I believe this is a big opportunity for us as a company, and also a big opportunity for the future to come.
어차피 AI 얘기가 나오긴 했지만 실제 또 이게 출발점이 또 게이밍 관련된 쪽 파트였는데, 그러면 또 아까 말씀하신 대로 이제 뭐 엔터테인먼트라든가 미디어 쪽은 약간 거대 사업자들이 많이 관심을 안 가렸던 영역이고 할 것도 되게 많은 영역이다. 그러면 그쪽에서는 어떤 AI 이런 것들에 어떤 기술들 접목했을 때 어떤 사례들을 미디어 산업이나 지금 G-CORE가 그동안에 주력을 했던 영역에서는 어떤 것들을 적용하는지 궁금합니다.
Right now still experimental momentum. So there are a lot of startups in the gaming industry, and we don't even can imagine how many changes will happen, but we see right now that script writing is happening through AI, that all online items, the graphics, graphic design, UX design, everything is driven by AI. There's some experimental startups. We also see NPC characters who are completely AI managed, and you saw already some examples when NPC characters in the games, they're being controlled by ChatGPT, and if you speak to NPCs, they can answer and give you a discussion, and you cannot even see if it's a human or non-human. So it's just a beginning, some experimental, but I guess from now on, a couple of years, new games will appear which will be designed by AI. Arts will be designed by AI, and the whole game will be designed by AI, and you just need less resources to rapidly prototype those games and see what's successful, what's not. From historically, that in the gaming, one issue was like cheating. Yeah, that to bring some advantage was a big issue. So I can help to recognize cheating and prevent it. Stronger cheat software, also driven by AI. So you need to adopt AI in order to withstand those potential threats in the future. So it's an important piece of the game, especially in the esports environment.
또 한국에도 되게 많은 게임 회사들이 있지만 그 부서들이 이런 서비스 회사로 나온 사례는 많지 않고 거의 못 들어본 것 같습니다. 근데 어떻게 그 사업부 게임 회사에서 별도로 이제 B2B 사업을 하러 이렇게 결정을 했는지 그게 궁금하고, 또 그 성공이 쉽지 않거든요.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So it's not really usual, but it also provides us unique experience what's needed in this industry. Of course, you need initial scale to understand the business case, understand what's the threats, so you can have a view from the customer perspective. And this is what helped us to understand this is something we can provide to the market. When we being part of the gaming industry and we being responsible to building infrastructure, and it was not easy, because when we had to build large-scaling infrastructure across the globe for gaming, you had to deal to many countries, you need to meet to many companies, you need to negotiate with the data centers, negotiate with telecom providers, with equipment providers, and this is a big different kind of business you do comparing being a gaming company, and this is something we understood is a unique, and this experience we should share not only with one company but also provide to other companies as well. And on top of that, the uniqueness coming from the gaming was the latency aspect. You should provide low latency infrastructure, and this is something you could not find at that time on the market, and still not many companies having this aspect given our services we provide. And maybe also a really important aspect is security, because in the gaming industry, DDoS attacks, security threats, all kind of attacks was very common since very beginning. So you had to protect your infrastructure from the beginning. For the last 7-8 years, we constantly been under DDoS attacks, and was quite unusual in other industries, but in the gaming. And nowadays, especially since COVID happened, a lot of companies moved into the online space, and for them it's also really important to protect. And we saw that the DDoS attacks and cybersecurity threats are rising permanently, and industries, classic industry, enterprise industry, non-gaming industries, they're facing this. So we had this experience for a long time, so for us it's nothing new. And especially in the gaming scene, we have a lot of young people, educated people, who have the skills also to create these cybersecurity threats. So if you were able to survive in the gaming entertainment industry, so you can protect any kind of other industries.
애플이 아이폰 15를 발표했는데 엄청 고화질 촬영 및 게임 업체들한테 또 엄청 좋은 폰이 등장했다고 했는데 신나시겠네요?
Yes. So with appearance of 8K quality, probably I don't know if it will be possible to film also in 8K quality in bigger TVs. So it's allowed also to create high quality content. It of course requires more capacity, more and all kind of devices. So of course it drives the infrastructure of the internet.
글로벌 OTT 업체들하고도 글로벌 협력은 어떻게 진행되고 있는지 좀 궁금하고, 이 OTT 사업 성장하면서 유럽 지역만 담당하시는 건 아닌 것 같은데 어떻게 그렇게 글로벌로 같이 이렇게 협력을 이어가시는지 좀 궁금합니다.
Large European OTT provider, a telco provider named Orange, and Orange took the decision a year and a half ago to reinforce their relationship. They actually work with the G-Core because they believe that G-Core has the ability to help them globally. We talked about our presence in over 150 data centers around the globe. Provider like Orange, this is important to work with a European provider because most of the providers are Americans. The other issue they're facing as OTTs is they see now more and more competition from hyperscalers like AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. So for them, it's important to work with companies like G-Core who have not only a global footprint, but really understood the problems of end applications. We talked about gaming, right? Latency, security, automatization of the infrastructure. And when we speak to them, even AI, for them it's still very new. G-Core, we understand AI because I've been collaborating with Andre for the last few years on AI, and we know what it takes to do AI. Even the cloud story is interesting. I also knew Andre from my time when I was at NVIDIA. We actually partnered with Andre on cloud. At the time when we were talking about GPUs in the cloud, people were laughing. So 10 years ago, GPUs in the cloud. Well, look what's going on with NVIDIA these days, right? So the vision of a cloud was something we had in common years ago. The vision that Andre came with a couple of years ago was AI was going to be in the cloud, and now the new vision is 엣지AI, bring AI and the cloud close to the end user, and that's something that the OTTs like. 5G is the big thing, and think about 엣지AI like 5G base stations, right? Very close to the end user. So that's another area of collaborations with those large OTTs with us.
한국에 이제 그 K-팝, K-컬처 막 이래가지고 한국에서 그런 아티스트들의 영상이나 이런 것들을 유럽 고객이나 팬들한테 보낼 때도 되게 중요한 기술 파트너들이 필요하거든요. 서비스 프로바이더들이죠. 그러니까 영상이 잘 나가야 되니까. 그런 면에서 어제 저녁에 만난 게 혹시 그런 일원이 아니었나 추측하는데.
I love K-pop. I think it's fantastic. I also think that Korea has done so much for the media industry over the last few years, including movies. Always mentioning my favorite movie, Parasite. We think what we do is actually a perfect fit, perfect match for K-pop industry, and we're looking forward to partner with Korea on that. And that's also one of the reasons we're here this week. Well, you talked about Apple, but don't forget you have the largest smartphone company in the world here, Samsung. And Samsung more and more, they will like to deploy their services globally. And a good example is Bixby, right? Bixby is like the Siri of Samsung. Bixby is in the phones, Bixby is in the fridges, everything for Samsung, and of course they want to have, anytime they do an upgrade, anytime they want to deploy services like Bixby, Samsung need global, low latency, highly secured infrastructure. Another example is you have two of the largest car companies in the world, Hyundai and Kia. The future of cars is really, you know, applications and media. In the future, a car will be like a smartphone with wheels. Hyundai, Kia want to deploy their services, upgrade their software. They will need a reliable, low latency, automated infrastructure. Andre said we're here in Korea because, as said, you have some of the largest exporting companies in the world, and we think that what G-Core does could be very useful to those companies.
실제 자동차 얘기 나와서 그런데 그래서 미국 CES 매년 1월에 하다 보면 자동차 부스에 진짜 말씀하신 대로 AWS하고 MS 애저 다 등장했거든요. 전기 자동차 부스에 서비스 프로바이더들이 글로벌 서비스, 지금 말씀하신 안정적인 서비스, 그 다음에 뭐 자동차 자체가 eSIM이 들어가거든요. 그냥 하나의 통신 기기 중에 하나. 혹시 그런 쪽에 전시에 나오실 생각이 있나요?
So we definitely want to participate in this because we see that the automotive market changing rapidly. So in the past it was mainly an industry. The automotive companies focused on looking nice, bigger motors, bigger wheels, looking nice. So it was more engineering. But especially since Tesla appeared, and it may completely change. So the automotive market, or the car, is not a car as a hardware device. It's car manufacturing turns to be software companies like Apple on wheels or like a smartphone on wheels. So for us, it's just another device which is getting smart, and we need to be part of this story.
And maybe it's too early this year, 2024, for us to have a booth at CES, but you know, hopefully in 2025 we'll be there. Yeah.
150여 개 국에서 이 서비스를 제공하다 보면 이 자동화 이슈라든가 이게 되게 중요할 것 같습니다. 운영 노하우가 이게 경쟁력 중에 하나거든요, 지금.
So you're absolutely right. We've always been an engineering company. Our DNA is provide engineering sophisticated products. And we have this global infrastructure. Every 2 weeks we're opening up somewhere in the world, but fully agree. So in order to be more visible, in order to be recognized in the market, we need also to build a sales and marketing organization, and this across the globe. So that's why we are right now also in Korea, and we are opening another offices in Asia Pacific area and in other regions, and we are also translating this region and have dedicated message for every market which is fitting better in this market, understands the market better. At the same time, we were not present, but we have this capacity. We provide automation layer, so everything is automatized. People, and it's coming also from gaming industry, because people in the gaming, they're impatient, they want to have it immediately right now. So everything is automatized and API driven, so people can come to the website and can start spinning on our services and using it. And if it's not enough, there's always somebody available online to immediately help to provide these services now.
이렇게 또 좋은 시간 내셔서 고맙습니다. 날씨도 도와주네요.
And we want to thank you also for the chance to speak today and have a chance for us to express what we want to bring and learn from you as well. Thank you very much that you gave us this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.